And hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Schmooze. Okay, you seem perplexed. I'm not exactly sure why.
You confuse me sometimes.
Yeah, I'm the confusing one in this relationship.
No, you're the confused. You're the confused one. I'm the confusing one. You're the confused one.
I'm not sure I want to be either, but it is so good to be back with you. I'm excited to discuss our topic today. As you can see,
who's sponsoring us today, Daniel?
Who is sponsoring us today? Great question. We are so excited to be sponsored back again with Yeshivat Ruach HaNegev or Mechinat Ruach HaNegev. I spent a lot of times with yeshivas here, but an incredible experience that I highly advise everybody at least look. I'm a big believer. At least know what opportunities that are available to you, and if you say no, that's okay, because at least it's an informed opinion. But go check them out. Ruach HaNegev. A boys program opening up next year in the Negev. Really unparalleled opportunity, socially, professionally, academically. Definitely enhancing your Jewish life, and I cannot wait to see the amazing things that come from this mechina.
I also know that, thank God, their recruiting is going well, and it's going to be a solid group of people for next year. So speaking of opportunities and taking opportunities, my friend Amitai Glicksman and his friend Daniel Schwartz, who is now my friend too, just flew in from New Jersey, and talking about making sure that you don't miss opportunities. I made sure that he brought half a dozen Dunkin' Donuts. I got 6, this is going to be relevant, it might not be, 6 Boston cream, and I ate 4 of them, I think in under 10 minutes. And that is what I'd like to call that taking an opportunity and not missing out. Because I'm informed. And
no, definitely not. You have Krispy Kreme in your neighborhood, so I'm missing why you would take Dunkin' Donuts.
Unpopular opinion, Krispy Kreme not only is way worse than Dunkin' Donuts, I don't even think it's very good.
Wow, not only is that an unpopular opinion, it's also a wrong opinion. But we'll go from there. And also for Boston, disgusting. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I've left the studio.
What did you do? Okay. Okay. Anyways, I'm so glad we're many time zones apart from each other right now, because I'm
calling all therapists. Daniel and I are having issues. Daniel, I keep Shabbos at least once a week, and I'm curious. Shabbat is, have you ever heard of a braincation? I think that's a term. I think it's a term. It's where you pay. You go on these like weekend retreats, of course, pre-COVID, obviously BC, before coronavirus, and you pay for them to take away your phone and laptop and whatever, your beeper and your what's it they used to have, your Palm Pilot, and they take away your Palm Pilot, and you can't oh, my wife, and you can't get it back. And you're like, no matter what, even if you ask really nicely, you can't get it back till the end of the weekend. And I love that kind of idea. I feel like that's what Shabbat is. It's where if I said like, let's be real, okay? You and I are workaholics, okay? And we love to work.
Hey.
I don't think you're not following up with any form of rebuttal. I'm going to move on.
I don't think working 19 hours a day is workaholic.
Okay, we should talk later offline. So right, if you and I said like, okay, we're not going to check our phones and we're not going to check our computer, like it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. We would check, right? If we say we're not going to work, we're not going to even think about work. Of course we would, right? Yeah. There's something I think beautiful in the fact that on Shabbat, we have this, it's not just like I'm taking a vacation, but it's I'm being told to take a vacation. And sometimes when you're being told from an external source of like, hey, you need to go take a break. No excuses. Take a break. Put the phone away. Don't do that. I think it's one of the nice things about Shabbat.
Right, 100%. I've had quite a few of those experiences, actually. I'm like, I just have 6 more emails to send, and then I'll put the phone down.
Right. Totally.
I'm definitely with you. And on a serious note, although I hate calling myself a workaholic, even though that's very much how I introduce myself at icebreaker activities. But on that level, I love Shabbat. Shabbat is the one day a week. I know it's constant. I don't need to worry about anything. There's nothing I can do. Right. I turn off all my devices. I'm 100% present. building on my relationship with my friends, with my family, with God, reconnecting to myself and really processing the week and understanding what are the goals. Am I working to the goals that I want to accomplish in my life?
Right.
And that's Shabbat is a great day for that, and I think Hashem really built it out. When we talk about how when God gave us the Torah, it was very much for every generation. Like you can't say that, back then it made sense, but for today's day and age, it doesn't make sense. And that's very much something we believe in. I think Shabbat absolutely hits the mark on that today's day and age, when we're attached to our phones and we have a very warped sense of priorities, exactly, everywhere. Never am I without it, but one day a week for 25 hours, I know that I can disconnect to reconnect. Exactly. And
there's on my selfie stick.
Yeah. Wow. That's a little bit interesting, but okay. And Ahad Ha'am had an amazing quote that is quoted, and it will be quoted for generations. More than the Jews have kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept the Jews.
Right.
And I could not agree more with that. We see time and again, Senator Lieberman, who was a religious senator in the United States Senate, put out a book called The Gift of Rest, where he outlines the beauty of what it means to have this day off, that we really need to invest in ourselves. And I think that's what Hashem gave us. And it really is a tremendous gift. And I think the senator hit it on the head.
Michelle Obama's speechwriter as well was Jewish, and she kind of started reconnecting to her roots as she was a speechwriter. And she writes this in her book, which I've read, and about how there was one point in her career where she decided for a good amount of months, maybe even more than a year, where she celebrated Shabbat, and she did not check her phone or anything. And she talks about it was crazy for her, it was crazy for all the people she worked with, like what? And then she had to work double time, throughout the week to make sure that everything was set and ready, because the world didn't stop on Saturday, but she did. And that's
right.
What's important, that she took a break. Just to wrap up, we talked about how it's nice to have the external pressure, but a human external pressure is never going to be the same as an internal external pressure. What I mean, the fact that I ate those 4 donuts, I wait between meat and milk. Some people wait 1 hour, 3 hours, 6 hours, whatever you wait. So I wait. You wait 3. So I wait 12. I'm just kidding. No, I don't. I wait 5.5. Don't ask. And so at 5 p.m. I knew Amitai was coming in at about 10:30, 11. So at 5 p.m. I stopped eating meat because but here's I planned ahead for it. Okay, you know what? We can have another schmooze about donuts. But here's the thing: if I had eaten meat at 9 o'clock, I wouldn't have had those donuts. No matter how much I wanted those donuts, I wouldn't have had the donuts, because internally I have for myself red lines that I'm never ever going to cross. And one of those lines for me, because I've internalized this so deeply for so many years, no matter what, I will never touch a phone on Shabbat, no matter what, ever. A teen something like, well, what if someone gave you $1 million on Shabbat? I wouldn't take it. I'd be like, you can put it right there. Just you put it right there on a chair, put it, in the envelope. But I wouldn't take it. I really
19 hours.
So that's I think that the more we can create for ourselves and internalize for ourselves the Jewish laws that are now part of our identities, the more they'll become easier, and the more it'll just become they won't feel as restricted or pressuring, and it'll be, for me, something I think it's very beautiful, that the fact that I never have to think about my phone for 25 hours. I love it.
100%. Wow, Rabbi Akiva. Finally, we're on the same page.
Hey, we agree about something.
Why do you go back? I don't get that. Okay.
How do you just stay here the rest of the day?
One.
No. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. High five.
4 or 5. Okay. Well, that's going to do it for us here at the Schmooze. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, this morning, wherever you are in the world. It's always a pleasure. Go check out Mechinat Ruach HaNegev on their website. You can see it on the bottom of the screen. Let us know what your thoughts are on Shabbat. What is your Shabbat experience? How do you reconnect? How do you disconnect?